Okay, so we're into creating a brand now. This is something you've heard 1,000 times: develop a brand, create a brand. But it's very, very important. And I want to start by saying you can create a mission statement. This may seem silly, but describe what it is you want to be. What do you want to do? John Hobbins could be the most complete golf experience in New York City. That's his mission statement. Maybe it's Kirk Oguri, golf equipment, technology, data. I know more about what equipment can do for you than anybody. It doesn't matter, but write down some sort of a mission statement that goes along with your goal, and you will start to set yourself on the right track. And next, it's pretty simple: strengths, experiences. You want to put down all the things that make you, you. Write them down. It seems silly, but you've got to do it. The more you write down, the better off you are, and ultimately what you're doing is you're creating a bio. You're creating a bio which will be a critical piece of content for your website, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. And as you're writing down these little pieces of information about yourself, figure out what the differentiators are. What makes you unique? What makes you special and different from the person next to you? Tom Henderson, percussion, music. So there's a little piece of Tom Henderson that makes him different than someone else, and that's going to resonate with certain people. And that's really, really important. Then what you want to do is you want to identify people who I call motivators. People who are in the field that you're interested in going in, have succeeded in that field, and are really active. Those are the people that you want to be like, emulate. How do you find these motivators? How do you identify them? And you've got to research and figure it out, and look for what it is that they do and contact them. Like I said, in teaching, for me it was Pat Egling. Great communicator, great guy, very successful teacher. When I was a young assistant, I sought out Pat and watched him teach, and it was incredibly valuable to me. And I encourage everybody to find the motivators, whatever they might be. And then you've got to become a specialist, an expert in your field. And frankly, for me, 3 or 4 weeks out of the year, I'm expected to be a specialist for CBS at the Masters, or at the PGA Championship, or for the Golf Channel during the PNC. So I've got a few weeks a year where I'm expected to be the expert on everything from golf swings to what is going on in the lives of these players that the rest of the world is watching. And I find my motivators in those systems. So when I have that week coming up, about 2 weeks before the Masters, I start scouring the media. I look for the people that are active, the Jason Sobels and the Tim Rosaforts and you know, Michelle Way, Kirk Oguri, all the guys that are out there talking about great things that are happening in the world with these players. All those little tidbits, those little nuggets, I start bringing them in. But I know the motivators that I need to follow to make me an expert when I have my chance in front of the microphone. I got this great opportunity 8, maybe 9 years ago to broadcast for NBC. I knew nothing about broadcasting, no idea what I was doing. So a good friend of mine knows Tom Rinaldi, who is an interviewer for ESPN. So I called up Tom and said, could you come to Glen Arbor and talk with me? Help me prepare for this opportunity in front of the cameras. He was more than happy to come in. He spent probably 8 hours with me, just talking through what I was about to expect, about to see, and what I was going to feel in front of that camera. And I went into that tower. I'll never forget it. It was John Cook, Bill Patrick, Billy Ray Brown, and I mixed it up. It was perfect. I slid right in there. They thought I had been doing it for months, and it was only because I took the initiative to find that motivator, learn as much as I could, and then get out there. Hear that? It's my phone. Should have turned it off. I don't mind if you don't, but darn it, I knew there would be a problem. Okay, so I'm talking about those specialists, those motivators, and this brings me to a point. We've talked so much about mentoring. Mentoring. It's an awesome thing. It's very important, but you can't wait around for a mentor to show up. You can't wait for someone to come and help you. You've got to really go out and find the mentor. And in my case, it's a motivator, just somebody who has already succeeded at the level you want to succeed at. Go after them. Find them. I'm not sure what opposite of mentor is, but maybe it's a stalker. It's probably too strong. But anyway, you've got to find these mentors and go after them. And they, I promise you, will be willing to help out. I can't believe I said stalker. Okay, you've heard this before too. Brad Worthington. Unbelievable. You're having a bad day and you got one guy in the crowd that wants to make it worse. So I'm talking about those specialists, those motivators, and this brings me to a point. We've talked so much about mentoring. Mentoring. It's an awesome thing. It's very important, but you can't wait around for a mentor to show up. You can't wait for someone to come and help you. You've got to really go out and find the mentor. And in my case, it's a motivator, just somebody who has already succeeded at the level you want to succeed at. Go after them. Find them. I'm not sure what opposite of mentor is, but maybe it's a stalker. It's probably too strong. But anyway, you've got to find these mentors and go after them. And they, I promise you, will be willing to help out. I can't believe I said stalker. As far as I'm concerned, you're all experts as it is. I did a little math. A pro for every 12,000 people. That's expert status already. So you're already at expert status. What you need is a voice to connect. Use that status to start growing your brand and achieving your goal. And again, the goals could be many different things. For me, I went back to something. I had these goals of teaching more, then becoming a head professional, then getting into the media, then writing a book. So I found something that was very passionate to me, and to me, the slice was very, very important. The slice almost took me away from golf altogether, but curing it gave me extra passion and sent me on a different path. So I've tried to harness that passion into how I teach and what I do, and I created my website, which is slicefreegolf.com. I also wrote this book, Slice Free Golf, foreword by Gary Player. This, by the way, is marketing. I'm just sort of showing you that. And we can talk more about the book later if you'd like. But find a specialty. For me, it was the slice, curing the slice. It could be anything. And I'm trying to think. Maybe Henderson could be club fitting. There's Rob Labritz, you're going to hear later on today about teaching better players. Maybe that's his niche. Mike Bolger, junior lessons. And if you don't have a specialty, pick one. Michael Shank. How cool is that? Do I have to go on? The site, I can feel it already. Shank no more. Shank my ass. Whatever it is. He's got it built in there. That's going to be incredible. You can take that, Mike. And once you are a specialist, an expert, people start to come for you for opinions. They want to come after you. They want to know what you have to say about things. You become an expert, you become sought after. Radio shows want to know what you have to say. TV wants to know what you have to say. People want your articles. Anyway, so that is really, really important. Here is something that I think is important also. I'm taking a quick look at PGA Links. If you're a PGA member, you can log on, and one of the first things you see is this little thing right here, PGA Promotion. I'm on the National Committee for Public Relations for the PGA, and we really worked hard to create this more obvious button. If you have questions about websites, if you have questions about networking, if you're not sure how to set up a newsletter, if you want access to a whole bunch of creative resources, go into PGA Links, find that promotion button, hit it, and you won't believe the amount of material you have available to you. PGA members have tons of content, but they don't know where to look for it. That is one very cool place. So anyway, please do that. And before I go on to a couple examples here of websites, I want to talk about your facility that you're currently involved with. And I'll say this periodically throughout the presentation, but I think it's real important that you have a very open discussion with the employer, with the facility, however it is that you're set up, because number one, they may not think your marketing is ideal for them. And you might want their help in all of this. They should ideally be a partner. Steve Scott, Paramount, those two things are linked, whether anyone realizes it or not. The more great things Steve does, the better Paramount looks, and vice versa. We want those two things to be linked. And if you talk openly to your employer or your facility about this, you can link websites, you can share content, you can do a lot of things together that are going to be stronger than if you just did them on your own. So I will once in a while mention the importance of making sure you're on page with your employer. Okay, I'm going to keep moving here. Here's a quick look at a website. And this is my Slice Free Golf website. There's a whole bunch of pages. I just wanted to give you a look at the front page of it. The reason I'm showing you this, there's a logo I came up with. There's a photograph. There's a video that's on here. There's buy the book. There's follow me on Twitter. There's a bunch of little pieces there that all start to help your brand and help grow your image. And this, by the way, was a Bluehost. There's thousands of places that'll help you with this. GoDaddy, it doesn't matter. But Bluehost did this very cheap, not a big investment. But I would encourage you to talk to them. Also, you'll find more if you go to ProMotion. You'll have some great opportunities there as well. So those are some elements there. Here's Rob's opening page to his website. Now here's a different level. So Rob has invested more. His looks sharper, more professional, I think. It's really nice. Again, you'll see a logo. You'll see social media access. You'll see videos. You'll see updates. Really awesome website. This is another one that you can take a look at in more detail when you have a chance. And he may talk more about that in his presentation, but real good stuff.